constitutional rights, 14th Amendment, are supposed to apply to everyone. I did a flyer on the R. Kelly case based on case law to show how it impacts every man in this country. Everyone in the United States should be alarmed because the verdicts in the R. Kelly trials are now case law, and any man can be, or any woman, can be subject to the same case law that applies to the R. Kelly case. Case law. RICO racketeering. Former mob boss, kingpin, drug lord, gangster, pimp charges now will apply to entertainers, athletes, businessmen. High-value men, heterosexual men, are in danger at extreme high risk of having happen to them what happened to the global icon superstar sex symbol in the music industry, R. Kelly. Rogue feminists, Time's Up, Me Too, are training females to go back in their past, consider consensual sex a crime with no evidence, no witness, no police report, statute of limitations removed, absolve females of responsibility, blame men for whatever they choose. End game is to overthrow patriarchy by attacking heterosexual high-value men with 20, 30-year-old allegations that can't be substantiated in most cases. If a man flies a female out of town, gets a hotel room, buys dinner, gives her money to pay her bills, that can be labeled coercion, bribery, sex, human trafficking, RICO racketeering. One simple phrase, he forced me, he made me, can destroy a man's life, cause him to lose everything he's worked for. Case law, used interchangeably with common law, is law that is based on precedents. The judicial decisions from previous cases rather than law based on constitution, statutes, regulations. Case law uses the detailed facts of a legal case that has been resolved by courts. These past decisions, case law, precedent, let the decision stand, principle by which judges are bound to such past decisions, drawing on established judicial authority to formulate their positions. Fourth Amendment protects people from unreasonable seizures of assets by government. It's against the law for the government to stop assets of anyone accused or convicted in the United States. What legal right did Kenyette Barnes and Orenike Odelele have to begin the Mute R. Kelly campaign as an economic boycott of R. Kelly's concerts based on gossip, rumor, fraud, lies? No accuser went to the police to file a police report. No doctors, no therapy, but everyone went to hair and makeup and wardrobe. Mute R. Kelly broke the law. Reality TV show docufiction Surviving R. Kelly, produced by Creative Inc. and Bunham Murray, who did The Kardashians, The Simple Life, Making the Band. Executive produced by Dream Hampton, Tamara Simmons, Joel Krasberg, and others, created a scripted TV show with paid actors who reenacted unverified events they said happened, but had no evidence to support. People had the same story because they all met, talked with each other, rehearsed, formed social media groups on the internet, had barbecues 1 year before filming for their 15 minutes of fame. No one was given a lie detector test. No one went to the police. No one went to the doctor. No one had evidence. Surviving R. Kelly broke the law. And it has been proven in the past 4 years, 90% of what appeared on there was fraud. Kim Fox gave a press conference January 8, 2019, and stated, "I was sickened as a survivor. In order to have an investigation, we have to have victims. I, too, was a victim of sexual abuse." Before ever meeting with any accuser, she verified their story, saying this, that she, too. If they are victims, then by default, Robert Kelly is guilty, and there was a crime, before ever meeting with anyone. Kim Fox broke the law and violated Robert Kelly's constitutional rights to a fair trial and due process. Mainstream media, Gayle King, CNN, all referred to Robert Kelly with the presumption of guilt. They referred to accusers as survivors and victims every time they talked about the story. If anyone questioned a story, they were victim shaming and attacked on social media. If there is a victim, there has to be a crime by proxy and a predator, presumably R. Kelly. Each time they said this, the media broke the law, violated Robert Kelly's constitutional rights. The 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments are parts of the Constitution that create the legal basis for innocent until proven guilty. The FBI opened an investigation based on a scripted TV show. That's like investigating who shot JR, how Gilligan got stranded on the island, who stole Fred Flintstone's bowling ball, or if Wheezy and George really did move on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Investigating a scripted show is illegal. The banner on the BOP TrueView system reads, "By accessing and using this computer, you are consenting to such monitoring and information retrieval for law enforcement and other purposes. Users should have no expectation of privacy as to any communication on or information stored within the system, including information stored on the network and stored locally on the hard drive or another media in use with this unit, i.g. Floppy drives, CD-ROMs, etc. The banner does not say your jail records, emails, phone calls, even those with your attorneys and others can and will be used to tamper with witnesses in your case and used to influence the outcome of your trial and used against you to secure a conviction against you." The Sun-Times and Tribune and the Daily Mail reported on September 7th, 2021, articles called R. Kelly Stolen Jail Records. The report said R. Kelly jail records were accessed 153 times by an unassigned BOP officer located in Wisconsin who gave them to Tasha K., who shared them with federal witnesses in the New York and Illinois trials of R. Kelly. The Office of Inspector General at the Department of Justice assigned a special agent who filed an affidavit. A judge sealed the search warrant. The computer was seized. Officer A quietly retired. R. Kelly lawyers were denied full access to sealed records. You don't go before a federal judge, seal records, involve the Department of Justice for a violation of policy. It shows just how serious the warden, the Department of Justice, and judge took this matter. Why should every man pay attention and get involved? Every man who has ever flown a female out of town, paid for dinner, helped with bills, basically has been a gentleman and shown chivalry, can be and now be accused of the same crimes an R&B superstar was charged with. Jail records can be used to flip witnesses, secure convictions, and cause you to lose your wealth, family, freedom. R. Kelly's case law is now a part of the legal statutes for court cases in the future. Heterosexual men who are not faithful to one female can scorn any partner to find others on social media, join forces, swap stories, and bring down your empire. Lock you up, be supported by females all over the country, and take your freedom. Don't believe this can happen in the 21st century? R. Kelly didn't believe it could happen either. Statutory law are codes enacted by legislative bodies and regulatory law which are established by executive agencies based on statutes. In some jurisdiction, case law can be applied to ongoing adjudication. Common law is used for judicial decisions of selected appellate courts. This is an overthrow of our judicial system. You are guilty by accusation. Men no longer have rights. Mainstream and social media are used as weapons of mass destruction. Constitutional rights of men are being violated by Time's Up and Me Too. Rogue, modern, woke feminist movement force high-value men to kill chivalry, to protect themselves from charges of RICO, racketeering, sex, human trafficking. Men must make females pay for their own dinner, fly themselves out, pay for their own hotel, refuse to give a female any money for anything, no gifts, no presents. It can be considered coercion or bribery. She must initiate sex, but first have her sign a consent form saying she initiated sex. She must present medical proof, doctor verified, that she does not have any STDs before sexual involvement. That's the only way you can protect yourself in this 21st century rogue, modern, woke feminist movement era. The 14th Amendment says equal protection under the law. The 6th Amendment, democratic expectation of transparency and fairness in criminal law, due process. No one shall be deprived of liberty without. Please get involved, write and make the Department of Justice aware, and demand a transparent, thorough investigation into Officer A sharing R. Kelly jail records with Tasha K. and who Tasha K. shared them with. All emails, texts, phone calls, computer traces must be fully investigated and made public. Mute R. Kelly and Surviving R. Kelly broke the law. Write Merrick Garland, the U.S. Attorney General, at the Department of Justice, 950 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20530. Case number 20M148, affidavit search warrant, unsealed in the Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division. And you can reference the Chicago Tribune, the Sun-Times, and the Daily Mail from September 7th, 2021. Checkmate on toxic femininity. Men are an endangered species. Me too, your time's up. If you would like more information, or if you have information, email me, Sharon Winbush, at goddesssharon@gmail.com. That is Sharon with 2 R's, WINBUSH, Goddess Sharon with 2 R's @gmail.com. Everyone in the United States is supposed to be protected by the constitutional rights, specifically the 14th Amendment, which states every person has equal protection under the law.